still do. We still do. We still do.
Still do after all this time at the altar. I alter my mind and vow to God I love you till he make his return. The rain should be the least of your concern. Under God's umbrella, I promise to provide and preserve his word and to serve your mind and spirit. Let me drive the boat. I promise I'ma steer it. The devil cannot get near it. You'll know this soon as you hear it. You need me, I need you. Even after the altar, we still do.
You're saying that the end goal for me, which is oneness, the end goal for me is literally death do us part. The end goal for me is having a healthy, happy, fun, loving, full of love marriage. Then when you look at conflict that's an opportunity to grow closer, then you get creative with how you strategize and you're looking for different ways. And now you have a curiosity about you, and you have a curiosity about your partner. Like, okay, well, what's stopping us from, what's stopping us from actually having this conversation?
Yeah.
Because oftentimes couples don't understand that there's almost like this pattern, or not this pattern, there's this negative cycle they have to overcome in order to actually have the conversation. And so once you understand that, like, challenges require perseverance, you know what I'm saying, for the health of your relationship, I think then you'll start to look at problems, you'll start to look at like your relationship entirely different.
Yeah. You said a lot. But one thing you were saying, like when you're looking at the end goal, and I feel like a lot of times when we go into conflict, we don't even have that in mind. Like when you have to have a tough conversation, what are you hoping to get out of it? What are your motives? What do you want to achieve in having this discussion? I feel like it can often come from a selfish motive of like, I just want to prove that I'm right here. And there's no actual real resolve that's going to solve or manage the conflict. And so before even approaching, let's say a confrontational conversation you would be having with your spouse, I think it's important to do it like a heart check, to check your heart. So before I have to bring anything to you, I'm going to take it to prayer first. And oftentimes when I do that, the Lord's like, it's you. Like, you don't even need to talk to him about that. This is you. Like, you're in the wrong here. Or I'll be convicted of something, or I'll pray for your heart and the timing of when to have that discussion, because I feel like all of those are factors in terms of when you're addressing something that may be a little bit tough or a little bit hard to converse and have. Another thing that I wanted to say is the differences that we have. We often view the difficulties and the differences that we have within our spouses, or the differences, what makes us different, as problems and instead of solutions. And if you had the perspective of your spouse, like God created you guys in your differences to be everything that you need for one another, to strengthen one another, to sanctify, iron sharpens iron, to bring you guys together and make you the best version of yourself in terms of purpose, partnership. If you viewed it that way, then you would realize that your spouse is actually everything you need within your union you have. And you wouldn't view the difficulties or the differences, their differences, as problems, but it's actually the solution to the conflict that you could be facing.
Yeah. And I do want to validate, and empathize with couples who do get in those conflicts. And I just want to like double down on something you said as far as the need to pray before you go into conflict, because whenever you're in conflict, like your emotional system responds one way. Like, and I'm not saying like you're always going to respond happy, but when your body is responding, when your body is responding to keep you safe, like your mind process doesn't work, because when we're in conflict, like especially when we're in heated moments, like our body, God made us so wonderful. Like whenever we feel danger, our body responds. Like our body knows how to send signals and knows how to recruit, you know, certain things from one part of the body to go to the next part of the body, all for the sake of keeping you safe. And so when you're in conflict, your body doesn't know that this is necessarily a conversation. It just knows how it feels. And so in those moments, especially when it gets heated, like the body is saying like danger, we need to go into protect mode, and whatever protect mode looks like for other people. So, for example, like when we get into those tough conversations and my body feels like it's starting to not feel safe, pulling away makes my body feel safe.
Yeah.
And for you, it's like, uh-oh, danger, disconnection. I need to move closer. Like I need to make sure like we're still good.
Right.
Like your body is sensing danger. I need to make sure that, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to pursue you. For me, it's like, nah, like this is too much. This is too overwhelming. So I need to get away to regroup. And so in that moment, like your brain is not really processing that. Your body is like just responding.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes in conflict, because we don't prep to have those conversations, we usually respond in a way to where we're not even thinking about it. And now that's how we get in spaces where we say something we don't mean.
Yep. Can't take it back.
And we
Yep.
can't take it back. And now we got to deal with another layer of conflict, because now when we go back and have the same conversation, now I'm anticipating you to respond the way in which you responded before.
Yeah.
And so now I got to deal with that. And now we got to work through that before we get to the conflict. And so now it's just a compiled layer. And so you can see how when there's a lot of lag time, it makes it very difficult to solve those conversations.
Yeah, I think that's good. And our bishop actually just taught on anger, and it was just so profound to me. But something he was saying is like anger is something that, you know, it seems like it's a little spark, but it can consume everything and actually destroy relationships. And that's something that I often hear about is like, okay, when they have this heated conversation and then there's words that's being said and you're attacking the person's character or you're demeaning them or tearing them down, you're saying things that you don't even mean. Like you said, in the moment when your body responds, sometimes your mouth just spews things that you don't even really mean in the moment. But words is something that we can't take back. And it's often those negative words and those moments of conflict that will stick with you and stay with you that you don't forget and will cause you to really question, did you really mean that? You know what I mean? And it's hard to backpedal from moments like that. And so I think with regulating yourself, your body, praying, going into those conversations prepped with what are we addressing here and what's the end game and what are we wanting to resolve are all things that can help you as far as resolving or managing conflict.
Yeah.
Some of the challenges I think with conflict, honey, is just unmet expectations and sometimes unrealistic expectations. Like you can marry the right person and still go through hard times.
I'm going to say it like this. You will marry the wrong or right person and will go through hard times.
True story.
Like that's going to happen, because I even had I had a client who was terminating, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to or not, because he was like, well, what if I relapse? And I was just sharing with him, like, I mean, life, I mean, if life is going to be life, we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to experience anxiety, you're going to experience like, you know, these depressive or low moments in your life, grief, like all of that is a part of it. But once we get to a place of, you know what I'm saying, you feel like you need to come back in,
Right.
you know, but like it's a part of it. Like conflict is a part of life.
Yep.
And the unrealistic expectations, like they do play a big part in what makes it challenging.
Yeah. And they expect it to be like effortless, like we just gonna be good. And I think that's where you can get into just coasting, or you can get into autopilot, or you become roommates and you're just in survival mode. And I think the avoidance is a huge part of it too, because avoiding conflict and not communicating those needs or expectations, then there's never going to be any resolve, because we don't even know that there's an issue that needs to be addressed to begin with. You know what I mean? And then, you know how they say you're sweeping things under the rug, and now we have all this mess that we're stepping over that's not being resolved. So again, it is inevitable, but I think communication and discussing that and having a plan, because when you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And I know we don't look at it like that. We see it with goals and things, but like, yes, in conflict, what is the plan? What are the things we will not say? Like for us, we're not going to threaten divorce. You're not going to call me out my name. We're not going to cuss, and we're not going to yell, you know, and that's just how we navigate conflict. But we talked about this in the dating before we even got married. Like, look, if you yelling at me, then my body gonna shut down.
I had to
and I'm
let
out.
you know I'm not getting married.
Oh, you
if
not?
you talking to me
Yeah,
crazy.
right. What's crazy is that I'm actually like naturally a loud person, but in conversations when we communicate, especially with conflict, like we talk literally like we are right now. Like we're just having a discussion about it, and I feel like it makes it less intense or confrontational or argumentative.
Mhm.
It's like, no, we can sit down and talk about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, of course, we got a marriage in motion challenge.
I feel like we need some music right there. But okay, yes, tell us.
You tell us what the marriage in motion
Okay, wait.
challenge is.
Okay. So I think this is going to be a good one. It's going to bless you.
Yes.
Okay. So reflect on a recent conflict that you guys have had. Schedule a time. Again, space, time, prep your heart before you go into the conversation and have an end goal in mind. But discuss what you did wrong, what you want to do better, and create a plan. When we are in these moments of high conflict, how are we going to persevere? Who are we going to call? Who are we going to talk to? Make sure you have a game plan. And the reason why we do these marriage in motion challenges is so that you can practically apply what we're talking about and teaching you in our episodes. So this is not just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna hear this. Like, no, actually do it, and you will begin to see your marriage actually thriving, which is what we're all about, is helping you to thrive after the altar. But those small challenges and moments, the momentum will be rolling and you will see yourself growing in your marriage. But especially if we're trying to persevere in the area of commitment and being committed through the highs and the lows of marriages, because it's not a matter of if, but when these moments arise. We want you to be equipped with what you need, and every marriage is different. So only you can come up with that plan. So let us know what you got out of this episode. Share it with somebody you know that can benefit from it. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for watching this video.
Yes, your marriage can thrive after the altar.
It definitely can.
This is We Still Do. And remember, keep your marriage in motion.
Yes.
Peace.
We find a good thing, even after the altar. It's marriage in motion.